Okay, so yeah, so you asked me about the different SEO tools and how they all kind of fit in with each other. So the two that you kind of brought up were Ahrefs and Surfer SEO, and there's a whole bunch of other ones as well. But with Ahrefs and Surfer SEO, which are the two main tools that I use actually, like I think that you can very adequately run a very good SEO campaign with just those two tools. And the way that I use it is with Ahrefs, it's a starting point for all my clients, right? So once you've
Okay.
plugged your website into Ahrefs, it will actually tell you your site health score and exactly what needs to be done to improve your site health score, right? So your first point of call, if you're doing an SEO project and just doing it yourself,
Okay.
or even if you're doing it with me, this is exactly what I'm going to do. So this is what you should do if you're going to do it yourself: is
Mhm.
get your site health score above 90. That's
Okay.
the first thing. You just need to get your site health score above 90 because Google just likes a clean website. Google likes as few errors as possible. It just shows that you've got a nice, healthy website as per. That's why they call it a site health score, I guess. So you want it above 90. So that's the first point of call. The second thing you want to do before you get to Surfer SEO is to improve your site speed on desktop to above 90.
Okay.
You want that above 90 as well. Have you heard of the term core web vitals?
Um, Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I think I have, but you can explain it a little bit more.
Yeah, so core web vitals are made up of three things that Google looks at in regards to the speed of your website.
Okay.
There's something called LCP, which is largest content paint, TTI, time to interactive, and cumulative. I struggle with that word. Cumulative layout
Yeah.
speed or score. It's one of them. QLS. And those three things make up your core web vitals, and it's all related to your page speed. And if you use the Google Page Speed Insights tool, you can do an audit on your website to find out first of all how fast it is out of 100, and then you can see the scores, your CLS score, your TTI score, and your LCP score. And you just want
Okay.
them all to be in green, and you want your speed to be in 90 for desktop. So that's the next thing, because as of May 2021,
Yeah.
Google is looking very ferociously at those core web vitals, and it just needs them to be good. If they're not good, you're just going to be hurting. So that's always the first point of call: is those two things: is going in Ahrefs and making sure your site speed is above 90, and that your site health is above 90, and that your core web vitals are in the green. Because if you don't have those things, then no
Mhm.
matter what you do with content, no matter what you do with backlinks, no matter what you do, you're not going to get anywhere because Google isn't going to rank you, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
then that's when, once you've done all those things, that's when you get into that next level, which is how do we improve on this amazing foundation that we've built for SEO? And that's where tools like Surfer SEO comes into play.
I
So it's like, all
see.
right, now we have a website that is healthy and fast, and we've ticked all the boxes for Google. Now, if we start working on the content and making the content hyper relevant to the keywords that we want to target, which we can look at in Ahrefs,
Okay.
then we're actually going to get somewhere, and Google's going to start taking notice of us, right?
Got it. So it's basically like that multi-step process where you kind of like you have to start internally, clean everything up, and then you begin to look externally.
If your core web vitals are shit and your site health is at 20 because you've got missing meta descriptions for 1,000 pages on your website, Google just isn't going to take notice. They're not going to be interested in you at all.